How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. And today I want to show you three more cool, easy riffs from AC/DC. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. So for this one, I'm going to be playing it with my fingers. It's kind of almost got this like country blues kind of a vibe to it. So we're going to start off here. My first finger is on the first fret of the G string, and I'm playing the B string open. So we rest like 1, 2, and then this is 3 and. So on the downbeat of 3, we play that, and I'm just using my first and second finger. So my first finger is going to be playing the G string for all of this, and my second finger is going to be playing the B string. So this is like 3 and on the end of 3, we're just going to bar the second fret of the B and G string. And then on the downbeat of 4, we rest, and on the and of 4, we're going to move up. So now my first finger is on the 3rd fret of the B string, and my second finger is on the 4th fret of the G string. And that's on the and of 4, and it's tied to the downbeat of 1 as a quarter note. Okay, and then beginning on beat number 2, we're going to come back and we're going to just take our first finger and just bar the 2nd fret of the G and the B string. And then I'm going to be playing the A string open, so I'm using my thumb to play that, and then my first finger on the G string and my second finger on the B string. So that's beat 2 and beat 3. And then on the downbeat of 4, we're going to come back up to that little shape here again. So I'm on the 3rd fret of the B string with my first finger and the 4th fret of the G string with my second finger. And play that also with the open A string. So. And then on the and of 4, we come up down here and we hit the 3rd fret of the low E. I'm going to use my thumb to pick that. And I'm going to use my second finger to play it. And then we're going to do an E5. So the low E open, barring the 2nd fret of the B and the D string with my first finger. And then now I'm using my first and second finger to play the A and the D, and my thumb to play the E. So that's like half of the riff. Then it just does this part again. Back to the... And then this time we're going to hit the 3rd fret of the low E, and then we're going to come up and do an E5 up here. So now my first finger is on the 7th fret of the A string, and my 3rd finger is picking up the 9th fret of the D and the G string. And we're going to play all of that. So now I'm going to be, my thumb's playing the low E, my first finger's playing the A, my second finger's playing the D, and my 3rd finger's playing the G string. Now, you could omit that note on the G string and just do the E, A, and D string if you want. And then it just repeats, so just... Alright, so next we're going to look at Shake a Leg. So this riff is basically just 2 measures long, but just because of the way that the way that it's set up here, it's 3 measures in total. So we're going to rest 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the and of 4 we hit an E5. So I'm just using my first finger to bar the 2nd fret of the A and the D string and playing the low E open. So we hit this on the and of 4, and then it's tied to the downbeat of 1 on the next measure. So it's treated like it's a quarter note. So we have and 1, and then on the and of 1 we're going to take our 3rd finger and we're going to play the 4th fret of the low E, but just keep your first finger on this chord because we're going to come right back to it for beat number 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2. And then on the downbeat of 3, we're going to do a slide from nowhere to the 4th fret of the low E. And then on the and of 3, we're going to hit the 2nd fret of the D string. And then we're going to hit it again for beat number 4, which is a quarter note. And then starting on the 2nd measure for the downbeat of 1, we're going to do a slide from nowhere to the 5th fret of the low E. And then on the and of 1, we're going to do the 4th fret of the A. So 1 and 2 and then on the and of 2, we do the slide from nowhere to the 7th fret. And then we're going to go to the 5th fret of the A string, 3 and 4. The downbeat of 4 is the open A, or excuse me, the open low E, and then back to that E5 on the and of 4, which is tied to the downbeat of 1 on that 2nd measure. So then the whole thing just repeats. So it's like. All right, and then finally we're going to look at Let's Get It Up. So this is kind of the main riff, the intro riff for this. This is a really simple riff, but it just sounds so good, I think. So this one we're going to start off with the open low E, and then we're going to go to the 2nd fret of the low E and slide to the 4th fret. And then we're going to come down and bar the 2nd fret of the A and D string. So now when I do this, like you saw a minute ago, I kept doing it with my middle finger here and then coming back. It's actually better if you use your 3rd finger. So we're open, 2, slide to 4, and then bring our 1st finger down. Then we're going to do an A chord. So I'm just barring my 1st finger across the 2nd fret of the D, G, and B string, and then the A string is open. Then we've got a D over A. So if you just keep your 1st finger where it is, and then put your 2nd finger onto the 3rd fret of the B string, and your 3rd finger onto the 4th fret of the D string. And this is on the and of 4, and then it's and then on the next measure, the 2nd measure, you hit that chord again, and it's a whole note. So that's like half of the riff. And then for the next half of the riff, starting on measure 3, measure 3 is the same thing as the 1st measure. So the open, 2, slide to 4, and then 2nd fret of the A and D. A, D over A. And then on the 4th measure, we hit that D over A again. 1, and then back to the A for 2, and that's tied to beats 3 and 4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the whole thing just repeats. So it's right, so there you have it. Three more easy, recognizable riffs from AC/DC, and these are by request. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.